Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you another StarCraft cartooned cast. This is the Carbot skins that you can buy for StarCraft Remastered. They are hilarious and awesome. This is just a 3-game match that I am casting in it. And, you know, we've already done game number 1 between Soma and Scan. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. And yeah, let me know after you've watched it and thought about it a little bit if this appeals to occasionally have some cartooned casts in here in the channel. It's still pro gamers playing. The skill is still there. It's a completely playable mod. Well, actually, it's just a graphic change. It's not even a mod. Like, you can turn it on in ladder and get number 1 on the ladder in the world. Well, you can't, but, you know, Flash can. Okay, so anyways, we are on Eclipse for game number 2. Soma lost game number 1. He did a very pricey mass Zergling attack upon Scan, but Scan had walked around the map with 5 Marines and did a counterattack right before Mutas came out. So it was really powerful. He killed a ton of drones, and the all-in of Soma for the follow-up just was not enough. Now we're on Eclipse. Eclipse generally plays quite a bit differently. I feel like we get to late game on Eclipse pretty often. I think that I guess it's like more up to the Zerg than the Terran, because 3 bases are very, very defendable here for Zerg. So you can play a very long game if you want. It's not hard to get into that position, but because the 4th base can be a bit harder to take, we do see sometimes Zergs play very aggressively here. And of course, Soma, I mean, he is an aggressive Zerg anyways, so it's hard to say how it'll go down. But yeah, that's just kind of my take on it for that. Hoping to see a nice long macro game, even though it's not Soma's style. I think it's really exciting to see on this map in particular. Generally comes down to lots of Dark Storms, lots of Ultras, that type of thing. Okay, so Overlord just coming across. It is a hatchery first. Just looks like a standard 2-hatch timing. A very late scout here from Scan, but it doesn't matter all that much because he's going for the wall-in at his natural, right? You build the second depot here, and the hole is only like 1 Zergling thick that everything runs through. So, you know, you're not really afraid of dying. You can basically hold on with very few units with this wall. So he does go ahead, make that depot, and without really scouting it, makes the command center before any Marines or anything. I guess he figures not likely that a Zergling rush will come, and even if it does, he might be okay against it. Looks like we did miss a little bit of micro in the center there. The drone taking some significant damage. The SCV as well. See, they both did the same amount of damage to each other. Obviously, the SCV with more health still doing all right. Getting up here a little bit late, right? So his first time seeing the layer is going to be at like 2:56 or so. So he didn't see exactly what time it started at. It is a pretty darn quick layer, but he'll probably see it as it pops if he can keep that SCV live against the Zerglings. Now, taking a look in his main base. Gas on the way, as well as that barracks. Don't forget that last game, Soma did do a pretty heavy Zergling rush. So, not surprising to see that wall in. That's going to be a pretty good counter against him. He probably won't make many Zerglings because of that. I mean, there can be mind games involved with that, but not as likely, really. You're much more likely to just drone up here as Soma. Right, well, a couple Zerglings are out, and they did chase the SCV away. Looks like he's probably going to sit near the ramp so he can block any scouting going up. That is a very common tactic. You just don't want the SCV going in the main base, so that he has to at least scan to make sure. You know, you never know. You could have a Hydralisk Den up there, so you want to double check that. Still being chased back a little bit. Academy almost done. Very, very quick this game. Means he could walk out to try to pressure, but I don't think that there is very much to pressure, honestly. Okay, so this SCV gets to go into the main base, actually. So he did bring all of his Zerglings away. Probably kicking himself a little bit. But yeah, he sees the Spire. Everything's pretty normal. You know, this is what he expected to see. And because he did scout that, he can actually make the comm stats a little bit slower, especially this one at the natural. Since the comm stat goes into the mineral line, it kind of screws up mining a little bit. Anyways, taking a look, Stim on the way. Still just 2 barracks. 3rd hatchery coming up for Soma at that 3rd base. Some Zerglings being sent down. All right, we're gonna get into those mutas momentarily. It seems like Scan is starting to move out, but this move out timing is actually a little bit too late. If you want to actually pressure Zerg before mutas, you have to move out before 5 minutes. It's just kind of a rule of thumb here. Now, I mean, and here's the thing, like, if you move out before 5 minutes, what I mean by that is that you get to their bases before mutas are out. Whereas you can see here, even by stimming and running forward, you can see that the mutas are just about to pop. So that makes this move out more dangerous for Scan and his units. So he he stemmed at least once here, maybe twice on some of these. Does get up on this hatchery, and he will force a cancel. So that's a really, really great move. But that being said, you force a cancel, which again, it's good. But now the Marines are kind of trapped out on the map. They can try to walk back, but this is how Zerg will generally go about it. Soma is flying over here. He's going to get some harassment. He knows there's not many Marines waiting at home. And what he can do is then move the mutas out and eliminate the Bioforce if it's coming back home or still sitting at his third base or something like that. You can see he's starting to get some serious damage, right? Like, there aren't turrets ready. It looks like Scan going to try to run by 3 Sunkens. Oh my God, I don't know if that's going to end up working. Catches some medics. Oh, the medics live? How did those medics live through that? Oh my God, Scan somehow, some way getting massive damage. In the meantime, these mutas doing their own massive damage over here. Only 3 Marines remain. I can't believe the medics made up that ramp. That drone drill looked like it was going to be enough, but now the Spire's starting to fall. Mutas continuing to micro here. Okay, they get pulled back. Spire is going to fall. This is the worst case scenario for Soma. You really need Mule's production to have any chance to really win the game. But he still has a good amount. And look, he's on top of the barracks. And sometimes that can be enough. This has really turned into quite the base trade this game. And like I mentioned, you know, we could have seen Soma turn around with the mutas after the first swipe and deal with these Marines. But he decided to try to go for the kill. Now, will he get that kill? If he does, what a call, because it doesn't look like it to me right now, but I mean, he's got some of the best Weedless Micro in the world, and you can see that reflected here. He's destroyed everything that's come out of these barracks for quite some time. Some Lings coming down to help out as well. Oh my God, getting Lings in on top of the turrets of the natural. This is a great way to victory. Oh my God, I can't even believe what we're seeing here. The Muta's actually on hold position there, taking massive, massive damage. The Lings getting up, helping to eliminate some of these Marines. In the meantime, SCV's having to fight against the Zerglings at the natural. It's really the only thing that he can make. Scan right now trying to kill that spawning pool. No, I guess he's still attacking the hatchery more than anything. But the Zerglings coming in are doing a fantastic job right now. Only 2 mutas remain. So we're not really worried about the mutas anymore, but still the Zerglings going to take down these turrets. I can't even believe this right now. There are so many Zerglings in here. How many Marines do we have? We have 3 Marines total. They do have +1 attack. 1 is deep, deep red. And it looks like these Lings going to get around and hunt the Marines. More Lings coming in. Craziness right now. Firebat popping out and trying to fight here as well. The Muta's holding position over the barracks can help out against that Firebat quite a bit. This is one of the scrappiest base trades I've ever seen. Almost everything in the main base dead. That spawning pool even going to end up falling here, which means that's going to be the end of all unit production for Soma. All right, Ling's still being microed around so frantically right now. Soma on the knife's edge of defeat and victory. Now has no way to produce anything but drones back at home. Starts a spawning pool at his natural, as we can see in the production tab here. And it looks like he's actually going to end up getting the last barrack. Oh, I guess we do have the barracks here. But with 2 mutas, the Firebat can't just walk up unmolested. That's a big problem. You actually have to fight here with your SCVs. And how many are there? It's 9 SCVs against 10 drones right now. And as these Lings come in and start to clean up everything, I think we are just about done this game. I cannot believe it. I cannot even imagine that Soma was able to take this down. GG is called, and it's tied up 1-1.